Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Poem Master video, and today let's talk a bit about some potential things that we could see in part 2 that we've learned from the first part of the Hoenn Villain Arc story, right? So, fair warning, there's going to be a few spoilers for the Hoenn Villain Arc part 1 story, which is out in the game right now, so you can go read it right now if you haven't read it yet, or if you don't care, because it's not like a huge spoiler, it's kind of obvious, honestly. But anyways, let's talk a bit about it. So if you guys do remember, in part 1 of the Hoenn Villain Arc story, the thing that most likely is causing, you know, Groudon and Kyogre to go weird mode and all that stuff is that meteorite thing, whatever, right? That's appearing in the skies and all that stuff. And obviously it's probably referring to Deoxys, right? The solid 97.6% gonna be Deoxys, what they're referring to, because if you guys have any knowledge of the Pokemon at all, or any knowledge of the Hoenn, Pokemon region lore and all that stuff, you would know what the hell a meteorite could possibly mean. Is there a chance that it is not Deoxys and it's, I don't know, it could be Manure? No, it's not Manure. Shut up. Okay. No shot. All right. So anyways, that being said, let's talk a bit about it, right? So probably we will be getting a Deoxys soon. And it makes sense because if we look at the legendary Pokemon in Hoenn, there really aren't too many left. We got Rayquaza, we got Shiny Rayquaza, we got Groudon, Kyogre, and we got Regirock, right? So it's only really, Latios, both of them, with Megas. It's only really just Regice, Registeel, and then Deoxys and Jirachi, right? And all the shiny versions of them, obviously, outside of Rayquaza. So Deoxys, pretty good chance we're going to be getting one, right? The really interesting thing about Deoxys is because of the fact that it has like different forms, right? So what form are we really going to get? Obviously the most the easiest option would just be like normal form, right? But Deoxys could have some really interesting implications. They could give us like, an attack form that's like a striker, speed form that's like attack, defense form that's a support, right? But what could normal form be? I'm not 100% sure. So normal form would actually be a bit of a more difficult, I guess, form to really come out there. Or if they go wild and just give us a normal form Deoxys that could transform into all those different forms by some mechanic, and each different form just completely switches into a different role, which would be kind of crazy, which would be slightly crazy. That's like putting like 4 units into one. Because they would all have drastically different, maybe they'll have the same trainer. I don't even know if they're gonna have the same trainer, but they might have like some similarities, but it's, they're obviously gonna be drastically different, right? I mean, support Deoxys is, defense form Deoxys is probably not gonna have the same, kit or stats as like speed Deoxys, right? Which again, speed generally probably gonna be tech, support's probably gonna be defense, and then attack's probably gonna be striker, right? So we'll see how they go about this. Are they going to give us all 4 forms in one, or they're just going to give us one of the forms? I feel like just giving us one of the forms probably would make the most sense, because one, it won't be like crazy, like hard to, I don't know, just to design the kits or whatever, right? 2, why only sell one Pokemon when they could sell 4 units? They give us one and then they have 3 extra versions of the same unit to sell in the future. Right? So I mean, personally, if you ask me, I do like defense form. I like defense and speed the most. All right, so defense form would be really nice because of the lack of Hoenn supports that we have, right? I mean, we just got SS Brennan, but we're still quite in the deficit in terms of Hoenn supports, right? So I would say defense form would probably be the biggest one, right? So in terms of what like trainers they could be with, I feel like the obvious answer over here, and people might not like this answer, but I feel it's Steven, right? I mean, I love it because I love Steven. But if you guys did read the story, they did talk about how Steven specifically was sent over to investigate the meteorite, because you know, he's the rock guy. He's the rock. His last name is literally Stone. All right, and it makes sense for him to go investigate it. We don't know if anyone else went with him to investigate it, right? I'm not saying Steven's gonna be the only choice, but just from reading the story, Steven seems to be the top choice over there, right? Steven does seem to be the top choice. Again, he's the meteor, like he has a house in Moss Deep City, right, where they have the space station, and he probably, you know, knows a lot about meteorites. It just fits him the most. It just fits him the most of all these people, right? If you're gonna say, oh, they're psychic types, so it's gonna be Liza and Tate. Oh, sure. Yeah, let's get a Master Fear Liza and Tate, and that is not happening. Okay. But if you do look at some other options, I do feel like some other options could also be plausible, right? For example, like maybe like a Zinnia Deoxys? That's not like impossible, I guess, right? Then Zinnia would have both Deoxys and Rayquaza, which would be something. But also, Steven, on the other hand, also having Rayquaza and Deoxys would also be kind of cool. Right? And again, I'm not personally, you know, I'm not gonna be offended by another Steven. I love Steven. I freaking love Steven, bro. He's so cool. I don't, why people hate Steven, man. He's so cool. Anyways, yeah. So in terms of the kit, it's really hard to tell, right? Because we would have to know which form it is first, right, to really know what potential stuff we could really be getting with him, right? Because like look, like the space stats are totally different, right, depending on which form we're getting, right? And then, you know, the moves, all that stuff, all gonna be different, right? All gonna be different. Psycho Boost, like the big, you know, if we're getting attack form, probably gonna have like Psycho Boost sort of Deoxys over here, I guess, right? With defense, probably gonna be like a defensive support, some like god crazy defensive support. And then with speed, I actually don't know what they're gonna do with speed. Speed is probably, again, going to be attack, so it's probably gonna be like some Sync Nuker, right? Which, as much as I love speed, right, and it's, you know, one of my favorite forms, I don't know. Like, if you were gonna ask me which form do I think they would come up with, I would say defense is probably more likely. Even though I do think defense is probably a bit less popular than the other forms, unfortunately, especially like defense. But I mean, if you're looking at like the archetypes, right? Because we already have tons of, you know, psychic tech nukes, right? With Annie Mae and Lear, we got some pretty good psychic type strikers with SS Luzamine and then Mewtwo. So maybe a support. Not that the type itself matters, right, for supports, but that'll be the best option. But if it is also just normal form, then who the hell knows what they could go with normal form, honestly. So we'll have to see, right? Because, like, honestly, I feel like normal form could be any. I can't give you an answer what role normal form could be. I would lean towards maybe. Actually, I can't. You know what? I could see an argument for normal form being anything. So, anyways, yeah, I do think, again, it could be Steven, could be Zinnia, could it be Wallace? I don't really feel like it. Maybe it could be Wallace. Maybe because they didn't mention who Steven went with to go check out the meteorites. He could have went alone. He could have went with somebody, right? And maybe it's Wallace. He met up with his buddy, and then Wallace captured it. Maybe, right? But at the moment, again, I do feel like it's probably maybe Steven the most likely, and then maybe Zinnia, right? But anyways, speaking of, the 3 or 5% that it is not Deoxys, right? So, anyways, it's could potentially be the other star-ish Pokemon from Hoenn, which is Jirachi, right? The other mythical Pokemon, which I do think is also possible, especially if you also check the Hoenn Champion Stadium over here, right? If you do look at the Champion Stadium schedule, there is an interesting week. There's an interesting week in the third week, which is August 15th. It's probably when we're gonna get a new, you know, unit drop, right? Because the data download ends at like, or for the current version ends at August the 8th. So solid chance we're gonna get one like before August 15th. And if you look at this week, August 15th, there's a Psychic Week stage, and there's a Steel Week stage. Does that fit perfectly a bit? Does that fit a bit too perfect, right? Psychic Week and a Steel Week over here. I wonder, right? I could it be Jirachi, the Psychic and Steel type? Also, Psychic could be fitting for Deoxys as well, right? So, possible. It's a possibility. It's a possibility, right? As for what could Jirachi be, I feel like Jirachi's probably gonna be a tech-ish unit, right? If you do consider its kit, and there's nothing to talk about its stats. It's a mythical. It's 100 across the board, right? But if you do look at like some of its moves, big move like Doom Desire, I do wonder how they're gonna do Doom Desire though, because Doom Desire is like, I don't know, it's a bit weird, right? So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do the turn thing. I hope it doesn't like waste like sync move countdown turns, so we'll see, I guess, right? I guess we'll see. I don't know, Doomstar might not be that good, I feel, in this game, because of the fact that the damage dealt uses the attack stat of the user and defense stat of the target at the time of the move selection. So if it's like 2 turns later, then like, for example, like you click Doom Desire like what, 2 turns before your sync, and then like you sync, and then the Doom Desire, well, I guess 1 turn before you sync, and then you sync, and then Doom Desire hits after you sync. You don't actually get that sync boost, so that would actually kind of suck, I feel, right? But I don't know. It sounds like a techie move. It could also be a striker-ish move. I don't really see it being a support, right? Oh, this is also what the hell. Oh, that's Generation 3 though. Did they change it later on? Actually, did it change it? No. Oh, thank God. Okay, thank God. It would be terrible in Masters if it can't land a crit then. All right, no, we're good. All right. So, yeah, damn. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. We're good. It now calculates when it hits rather than when it's like, oh, that's actually crazy for Poem Masters then. That completely flips the script. That's actually crazy for Poem Masters because you could use the move before you sync, and then if the damage is calculated after you sync, right, when it actually hits, it's gonna get the extra sync move. All right, disregard what I said before. Jirachi could potentially be actually crazy in this game. Oh my God, Jirachi could be crazy in this game, right? If it is like a tech or a striker. So damn. Okay. I take that back. Look. The Pokemon never lets you to use mythical, you know, Pokemon in battle generally, right? So I don't know much about Doom Desire, to be fair to myself. Although the new season of the you know, VGC format does actually allow mythicals for the first time in like a very long time. So that's actually some interesting stuff happening. Could be a coincidence. Could it be a coincidence that they're allowing mythical Pokemon finally in the battles, just, you know, a few weeks before the potential double mythical Deoxys and Jirachi drop in Pokemon Masters? Probably not, but we could get our tinfoil, you know, theories in there, right? But anyways, yeah, I guess Jirachi is probably another option. What I could see Jirachi actually be paired with, which I feel like is a very high target, is I could see Jirachi being with Wally, man. I could see Jirachi and Wally being a legitimate option, because obviously Wally, you know, having a big role in the story, all that stuff. Wally was pretty heavily featured, if you guys do remember, in the trailer, right? Like, straight up, Wally was in this scene with both Brendan and May, and obviously Brendan and May got their ults, so I do feel like Wally, you know, the chance of him getting an ult is incredibly high, right? I'd say he's probably has the highest chance of anyone getting an ult in part 2. So, you know, Wally being with Jirachi, I could see as a legitimate possibility. Anyone else? I feel like Xenia is always going to be a possibility, but also Xenia also has the chance of not getting one because she's getting her power boost in part 2. So, and they haven't, I don't think they've released any, like, actually, no, I take that back. They did give us SS Cyrus. Yeah, you know what? No, Xenia's a legitimate possibility. Xenia's a legitimate possibility. Even though she is getting a power boost in part 2 as well. I mean, they did SS Cyrus with the Cyrus power boost in the same, you know, month. So that's not, you know, clearly not a concern for them. So could be Wally, could be Xenia still. It could be anyone else. Maybe Steven gets Jirachi because he's the steel trainer guy, right? And then someone else gets Deoxys. I guess that's a possibility as well. I just feel like even though Deoxys is not steel type and Jirachi is steel type, I do feel like the chance of Steven getting Deoxys is a bit higher than him getting Jirachi. Alright, just because I feel like Wally's probably a better fit over there. Just personality wise. I'm just going off vibes, okay? I'm just going off vibes. No empirical evidence, no you know, no solid theory connections. It's just purely off vibes. All right, Wally fits the Jirachi vibe, okay? There's no objective analysis on this channel. We're just going off vibes, all right? Wally fits the Jirachi vibes. That's my argument. All right, there we go, okay? So anyways, that's really this one. Yes, hope you all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy the videos from our channel for some more Pokemon Mouse content. I guess we could probably also do a video talking about the part 2 like units, like characters in general rather than Pokemon, right? Because I do think that's a very different conversation and very different possibility in comparison to you know, what we've talked in this video. So maybe we would do that. So stay tuned for that, I guess. So yeah, usual, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Have fun, good luck if you guys are pulling, and I'll see you guys in the next one then.